Good afternoon and welcome to the third episode of the Hawk Zone. Alongside Coach Brian Moore, I'm Jordan Taylor. Coach, with this week being homecoming week, how have you kept the guys focused on the task at hand tomorrow night?
Well, luckily this week we've had a short week of it, and coming off a win, it's easy to be focused after a win, so at least we're not like UT Martin playing tonight and coming off a big whopping loss to Ole Miss. So they've been pretty focused so far.
Thanks, Coach. When we come back, we're going to highlight last week's game against the McNary Bobcats. Stay tuned. You're in the Hawk Zone.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Welcome back to the Hawk Zone, Southside High School's football recap show. Coach, Friday night your guys improved to 3-0 overall and 1-0 in region play. How important is it to get that first region win?
It's real important. I mean, you only get 3 off games, and getting the first one for a region game as a win means a lot to us. But we got to realize that each win we get, that bullseye on our back's getting bigger. So hopefully we can keep stringing them together.
Let's get straight to the action from the win. First play here, good stop in the backfield by your defense.
It was. We only lost contain maybe twice all night, and we did a pretty good job rallying to the ball.
Twice this has happened this year. First offensive play for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's always good to get that momentum at the very beginning of the game. Good things usually happen after that if you get the momentum the first snap. And we've done that 2 out of our 3 games, and hopefully we can do that tomorrow.
Good job by Cade on this play from stepping up in the pocket and finding 48 down the field.
It was. Originally it wasn't supposed to go to him, but of course Cade kept his composure in the pocket and made the completion.
Starting out on top 7-0, that's very important as always. The next play we have, when the Hawks are leading 7-0, we're back on offense. Another pass play here from Cade. Or that's the same play, actually. We have the same play again. So let's talk about it again.
Well, 7's rare. Normally we have 8 at the beginning of the game. This is one of the few times we actually kicked the PAT and actually made it, so that's always good to happen. Hopefully we can use him in some more situations for some field goals.
How about a stop by your defense here?
Good stop, good stop. They didn't do a whole lot of elaborations on offense, so we kept our defense pretty simple. And Drew did a heck of a job returning kicks.
Good thing this one didn't get called back like the other one did for the block in the back.
That's right. Yeah, dumb penalties kill you. And as long as you're winning, that's okay. But if we're losing, then...
I believe this play here is a pass to Ricky Beard on the edge for another Hawks touchdown.
It is. First glance at it, I thought he should have threw the seam. It looked a bit more open, but then the official was covering the seam, so we couldn't throw it there because the official got in the way. Hopefully they won't be in the way tomorrow night.
Bread and butter, next play. Actually, I think we're going to show the touchdown again.
There we go.
So Jackie and Kay with a little confusion.
We get 2 shots of every snap, which is really good for us as coaches to analyze each play because tape don't lie. And if you have 2 angles of tape, it's hard for these teenagers to lie to us when we're coaching them up in film work.
Bread and butter on the next play.
Yeah, number 31, their all-world tailback that was a player of the week. He didn't know what was going on here. It's always good to have a little fun like that, and hopefully we'll get another one tomorrow. With your help, of course.
Tyreek just walked in the end zone there and made the score 15-0 with the Hawks on top. Next play, another punt return by Drew Burney.
It is. As long as he keeps it up, he ought to have quite a few all-purpose yards.
But this does get called back.
It does. You got a little antsy. Jordan Taylor getting a little antsy, imagine that. And hits number 23 in the back. Number 23 would have made the tackle, but hopefully tomorrow you'll just relax.
Next play here, after I'm getting chewed out on the sideline.
I didn't know it was you. I didn't know it was you.
Well, Coach Reeder obviously knows me because he had a few words to say. Yeah. So they bring us all the way back, of course. Penalty here with a block in the back, of course.
David Wade, his daughter went to Southside. He's always good for a holding penalty, but this time here he threw a clip, which it was a legitimate clip. The holding penalty he threw was a little questionable, a lot questionable. But it is what it is, so you got to move on, play the next down.
McNary does stop you on that drive, and you have to punt.
Yeah, we've had good job out of our punt team for the majority of the year. We hadn't had a whole lot of pressure yet, so they're kind of untested. So that's one of our little wild cards that hopefully we don't get tested too much too soon. But it would be good to get tested a little bit so we can see how we react to it.
Over to the second quarter now with a 15-0 score. Great job.
At the end over set, Timothy McGowan lost contain. Of course, he's off to the races.
I was thinking of the wrong play, I'm sorry.
You
McNary did
were.
score to make it 15-7. Just go through this next play with us. It's a run, I believe.
All right. We're in left 4. And we're going,
No, we're
okay,
gonna go
yeah,
play
Oregon
action.
down.
Play action.
Stop. It is play action. He didn't throw it to Ross. I thought he should have threw it to Ross, but anyways, made the completion, I believe.
This was right after a penalty that set you back. And a good drive, just working down the field for yet another score.
Yeah, we had 10 penalties on the night. I think that's the most all year. Hopefully, it was a delay. It was a delay game, which that's kind of my fault. I'm usually watching that guy to take the time out, but hopefully we can minimize that. You like to stay 5 or less in any game. Any more than 5, and something bad's happening.
Right after the delay, we don't get down. We complete another pass for a first down.
Yeah, we definitely did a heck of a job keeping our composure in bad situations. Like I've said it before, but the past 5 years, we'd turn it down quick. And the second down, we'd be calling for the punt team, getting them ready. But we did a heck of a job there.
The next play here, pass from Cade to Cordier, or to CJ. Oh, it was a
Yeah, it was not targeting, because you were leading with the helmet there. He was leading with his shoulder, so that's why the kid didn't get ejected. But at first glance, you might think that he'd be ejected because he didn't play the ball. He couldn't see the ball. That's why he just threw the shoulder to the receiver.
What a night on offense.
It was. Cordier's only 126 pounds, and he sure did have a nice little wiggle there to make that kid fall out of his shoes.
And the penalty did help to move it up and get it closer to the end zone so Cordier could get in.
Did, and he's just uncovered. We don't really call that route. He's just uncovered, so we're throwing the open receiver and taking what they give us, which it's easy to do if he can make some moves like that each time.
And here's the play by your, I guess, outside linebacker,
Yep.
Timothy McGowan.
Timothy McGowan actually did bad here. He lost contain, but then he recovered after somebody caused a fumble, which is good. But the last time this happened, that's when he ran for 60-something yard touchdown. So it ended up being, the second play of the week? Not Jackson Sun.
Second.
WBBJ.
Top 5 plays. It was number 2 on those plays. I believe we're going to have an end zone view.
You can see him here, 27 on the left. He's supposed to keep contain. He loses contain right there and gets hooked. So that guy's off to the races unless Ricky
Beard with a forced fumble, though. Good job by him.
It was.
Nobody touching anybody either. No blocking the backs or
I
anything
know everybody's
like that.
celebrating their team. That's great. The best part of the whole play right there. They're celebrating at the end. They weren't trying to peel back and give us a 15-yard penalty.
After a busted 2-point play, it's 27-7 with Southside leading. McNary back on offense.
Yeah, that was their counter play, which worked pretty good for them. Luckily enough for us, they didn't give us any unusual sets. They only lined up one receiver all night, so they weren't too terrible to contain.
Next, back on offense again, leading 27-7 at this time. The pass game was really working, so why change anything? Well, we have a penalty here. False start by your center, number 65. What's going on?
You tell us.
A little rock by the butt gets you a 5-yard, a 5 or 10 yard penalty?
5 yards.
5-yard penalty.
5 yards.
Well, we do end up recovering, moving the ball upfield. Why change anything? Pass game's working good. Drew Burney on the edge for a touchdown.
Yeah, and as you can tell from here, they had a rough night tackling. That's one thing I thought we've got lucky all year. We've tackled really well. And there's been several years here where we hadn't done much tackling, but we've done a very good job, and they weren't very good at it on this night.
Little high snap, but good placement by Cade with the pass.
It was. The timing with him and Bernie is really good. He's got good timing with Cordier and CJ also. Was hoping to get a little bit better timing with Mark this week.
You talked about this lining up and shifting over to give it to your all-star kicker so far, Brandon Smith.
Yeah,
with the extra point.
apparently so. It'd been nice if he'd been here 3 years ago kicking. So he'd been a senior. We get rid of him in a couple months. But it's always good to have a kicker. Gives you a lot more tools. You're not as handicapped down there.
He actually
And this
gets
is just this is really a selfish play because he's not supposed to run this play to the left. And the next time he does this, his dad's going to get mad because I'm going to take his helmet away from him and send him up in the stands. And I am going to do that if he's watching this.
So at the end of the first half, the Hawks were leading 35-7. That's it for the first half highlights. We'll be right back after this short commercial break with highlights from the second half.
My name is Justice Faust. I'm a freshman here at Jackson State, and my major is mass communications. The community college really focuses on academics, and that's what I needed. We have the Academic Assistance Center, we have the library, we have the Student Union building. All of the teachers are helpful. It seems like here at this community college, everybody really cares about getting you to where you need to go.
Jackson State. Stay close. Go far.
Welcome back to the Hawk Zone. Coach, going into the half, your Hawks were leading 35-7. What was the message, if anything, at halftime?
Nothing. I don't think I said a word other than keep the control for the first 4 minutes in the second half, and they'll turn it down. And eventually they did. We had a, 7-minute drive to start the second half?
6 or 7, yeah, I believe so. Let's get straight to the action from the second half. You know, you come out and you're getting the ball, and it's always good to start off with a good return.
It is, and he's done a good job with that the past year. Hopefully, you know, this is the first time we actually put our hands team out there. They did a heck of a job.
Give Jackie a little love here. He's still running over people.
He is, and he's got a motor on him.
He had a kind of a down night, of course. A low snap here from Cade to Cordier again. Good footwork.
It was, and again, back to Tariq, he had a down night because the receivers had such an up night. So it's all relative. As long as we got the W instead of the L, that's the main point.
Miscue from Cade to CJ there. On to the next play. Cade finds Drew again.
Yeah, he floated that ball for days. I thought for sure that one was going to get tipped.
Cade gets sacked, of course. And then we try a field goal to make it 38-7 Southside.
Nice. That's all I can say. Nice.
How long has it been since you made a three-point field goal?
It's Chester County. I don't remember what year. I remember Hugo Mendoza was about it.
Pass from Cade to Court again. Nobody can tackle the kid.
No, the way they were rolling their secondary, they were leaving a hole open on Cordier's side each play, so we just exposed that.
Of course, that makes it 45-7. Good stop by your defense, keep them out of the end zone on fourth down.
It was good, and I got a shout out to the whole team here. It's the first time we've been, what do you call it, mercy ruling a team in I don't know how long.
Good job by your freshman running back, Fraser Ellison, getting in there and getting a little taste of the medicine on varsity football.
It was. He's our only freshman we have dressing, and he helped us out in some key spots there, special teams.
The Hawks do win the game, 45-7 over the McNairy Central Bobcats, and we're going to talk about some key players from that game.
You were a key player.
I wasn't.
Had three.
Not on offense. You know, here we got, of course, you said a down night from Tyreek because of a good night from the receivers. So Tyreek with 12 rushes for 29 yards.
Yeah, he did a good job when we needed him. Obviously, he's in the routes with us when we're actually throwing the ball, so hopefully he'll get a few receptions in the next few weeks.
Cade Willingham, your senior quarterback, 18 for 25, 310 yards, 72 completion rate, and 5 touchdowns.
You can't say enough. I mean, you'd like to have that every week, mixing in a little bit more rushing yards for Tariq, but I mean, normal for Cade right there. Heck of a job.
Number 15, number 10, both of them. Drew Burney, 5 receptions, 83 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, he's got a heck of an average per reception right now. Hopefully he can keep that up. I know, hadn't heard yet but what number he's going to be in this week. I think he's still in negotiations with the customizing crew to see if they can get his name put on the back. So he might be in 10, might be in 15. We'll see.
What a night again by Cordier Kenny with 6 receptions, 156 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Brandon Shields, I text you Cordier's stats first. I don't know why he wasn't in the paper Saturday morning. You put Cade in there. Come on, man. You're from Medina. I'm from Three-Way. You're supposed to have some type of connection. Cordier did a heck of a job. He should have been in the paper.
Ricky Beard, 3 receptions, 33 yards, and that important touchdown.
He did. He did a good job on offense. The best play I remember, though, was his forced fumble for McGowan to return defensively, which was a heck of a job.
And defensively, we're just going to talk about who stood out to you on defense this past week.
Well, with their set, being a tight set like that, obviously our linebackers rallying to the ball. The ones you don't see are the two main ones, I think, that aren't on the stat sheet are Ty Bain and Timothy McGowan, because they contain their offense all night. And that's what you got to do when you have that type of 8 people at the point of attack offense.
We also have a few Player of the Weeks. Offense Player of the Week, of course, Cordier. Practice Player of the Week, Zach Rickman. Can you talk about Zach and how he's improved?
He has. He's given us every bit of effort we need out there on the scout team. He plays scout team defense mostly, giving our offense a pretty good look. And he's done a heck of a job the whole time. This was his first time where he was doing better than everybody else, so we thought he deserved the award this week. A good thing about these awards, each one of them is sponsored by Snappy Tomato Pizza, so each kid up there is getting a free buffet and a drink.
Of course, Defense Player of the Week, Timothy McGowan. You've already mentioned him. And Special Teams Player of the Week, your kicker, Brandon Smith, and, of course, punter and punt returner, Drew Burney.
Yeah, Brandon did a good job on special teams. Hopefully he can help us out with some field goals and some tighter games in the next few weeks, because the games will get tougher as we go along. And Drew's stats would have been a little bit better if we didn't have a clipping penalty on one particular play.
Well, thanks for throwing me under the bus there. That makes me feel real good. But how pleased are you with the start to the season?
Really pleased, really pleased. The first game meant a lot. If we had lost that first game, possibly, these next two wouldn't have turned out so well. And we just got to realize that each time we play, that our bullseye on our back's getting bigger, and we got to keep our composure and stay moving forward.
Thanks, Coach. After this short commercial break, we will preview the Week 4 matchup between the Southside Hawks and the Bolivar Tigers.
If you don't do your work in high school, you won't graduate. If you don't graduate, you won't get a nice job. If you don't get a nice job, you can't pay your bills. If you can't pay your bills, you'll end up like this guy. Don't end up like this guy who's 40 and still lives with his mother. Do your work in high school.
Welcome back. Coach, we will now preview the Week 4 opponent, the Bolivar Tigers. We're going to check out what kind of they got. First, we have a run and play here.
They're a similar team to last week with McNary. They actually include 2 fullbacks. They give us a couple more receivers than McNary did, but hopefully we'll be able to contain them as well. It's kind of like a little grudge match. My quarterback I had in college is their offensive coordinator, Rashad Smith. So hopefully, me being a defensive mind, we can stop him, and I can rag him about it for another year.
Saw on 96.5's Twitter page that this is the first time the two teams will meet with a winning record. How much does that mean?
It means nothing to me, because that's why they play the games on Friday nights, because sometimes the records don't matter.
Do you expect a big crowd here at the Hawks Nest as we take on Bolivar?
Yes and no. I mean, depending on the weather. The weather comes, people, they're fair weather people, they're not going to show up. But with us being undefeated, and let's see, you got your private schools are playing in town, but Northside and Liberty are out of town, I believe. I know Northside and JCM are out of town, so hopefully there'll be a lot of people around.
Thanks, Coach. What do you expect from the guys this Friday night?
I expect us to come out on all cylinders if we can, but again, depending on how late y'all stay out tonight, doing everything y'all got to do to the school and everything else, we'll see. Hopefully y'all get some sleep. That would be greatly appreciated.
I'll spread the word for that. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next week to highlight Week 4 of the high school football season. Thank you for joining us. This is the Hawk Zone. Go Hawks.